What's up everybody? Welcome to Balkan Moto. Now that we have the valves adjusted and everything's checked out, it's time to put the carburetors back on the bike. Alright, so this is the carburetors as we left them from last time. The one thing that remains on them that we still need to do is remove these plugs and adjust the air-fuel ratio screws. So in order to do that, if you can see, there's a little hole in the middle. So we're just going to use a normal screw to kind of catch that a little bit. These things are brass, so we should be able to catch that and then just literally yank it out. If that doesn't work, we're going to use a drill. But let's try that to pull them out and then see what lies beneath. All right, I drilled out the brass plug and took it out, and we have the adjustment screw right under. So right now it seems to be like fully tightened, which makes no sense. But either way, we're going to turn that out 2.5 turns. So to match the kind of tune that we're looking for. And then we're going to do the other one, which is this one here. Alright, the other plug is drilled out and the screw adjusted. This one did actually have a setting on it, so I just retightened it all the way down and then loosened it up 2.5 turns. We will probably need to retune these as we actually synchronize the carburetors and get them to run with the new exhaust, but that will be much later on. For now, let's put these aside and let's take a look at the rubber boots that are on the motor. Alright, so the stock boots look like that and they're on the motor, and we're going to be replacing them with these guys, which seem to have the nipple up above instead of to the side. So we'll have to see if and how that fits. Alternatively, put them downwards. I think that might be too crowded. So either way, we'll see how that works. So let's get the front one off and compare it and see if these actually replace it or not. All right, so here we have the old one, which as I mentioned, has pressure cracks from just old age on the sides, and I decided to replace it. In terms of shape, I mean, they look identical, so it turns out that there is a front and a back one, so they are different. As you can see, the outlet is in a different spot. So this is the front one that we're going to be comparing, and the concern that a lot of people had was that these nipples here are leaking, but I guess we'll find out whether or not they are. This one seems to be sealed with something, but other than that, it seems good. The other one sealed a little better. Also, people were saying that these caps were coming off of them because this wasn't holding on properly. So let's see how that's going to work and make sure that this actually can stay on. I should probably double check that this actually can fit on the carburetor before I put it on the bike too. Yeah, so let's take off the rear one as well and then do some comparison. Okay, and here's the rear one. That's off as well. Kind of the same idea. We see pressure cracks on the sides of it, so that's not good. This one has a smaller nozzle just because this is where the old AIS system used to plug in. So this is actually a new piece of rubber that I used to plug it up, and we're going to reuse that onto this guy. Again, shape looks the same. In terms of mounting holes, it's the same, so they do line up. Same with this guy, I presume. Yep. So these should be able to mount to the bike. Now let's see if they can mount to the carburetors, and I just gotta push them on there. Okay, and the new ones do fit on the carburetor, so I don't think we have anything to worry about in that sense. So let's put them on the bike and then put the carburetors on them. All right, the new boots are in place with the new gaskets under them, so everything looks good. I haven't put the plugs for these just because we still need to synchronize the carburetors, and we're going to use those to get a reading. So we're going to leave those open. All right, so next it's getting the carburetors back on. So in order to do that, let's get some maybe carburetor cleaner just to lube up these a little bit so that the carburetors can slide into them a little easier. And then line them up and push them in place. All right, and carburetors are in. Everything's hooked up. The heater and the throttle position sensors both plugged in. The choke is plugged in, so you can see it actuating. Probably needs a little, action to get working. And of course the throttle is also nice and snappy. So we're pretty much good with the carburetors back on the bike to move on to the next stage, which is figuring out what we're going to do with the intake. Alright guys, that was it for this episode. We got the carburetors finally set up for being on the bike. Any fine tuning will be done later on, but at this point we're good to continue on with the rest of the modifications. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications when new videos become available. Check me out on Instagram at Balkan Moto 2018 and check out balkanmoto.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.